Welcome everyone to another edition of Capital Conversations. I am Colin Day, financial advisor with Correct Capital Wealth Management, and with me today is one Alexia Keel. Alexia, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Today, we're going to have another one of our series videos, or if you're listening to this via audio, podcast, where we meet another member of the team. And slowly we're going to get through everybody, I think. And today, Alexia is the victim. I mean, the opportunistic individual who gets to sit next to me. So, Alexia, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do here at Correct Capital?
Well, I am the retirement plan relationship manager. I do a little bit here and there on the wealth services side, but mainly focused on retirement plans, and that will be my full focus in the very near future. I assist in any way I can, mainly with the plan sponsor servicing, plan design, just keeping everyone happy. That's what I do.
Which is tough, but a very doable job, I would say, in this office.
Absolutely.
We are fairly amicable people to work with. I mean, you get to sit in a cubicle, you got to be friends, right? I mean, you've got the pack back there. I don't think we've talked about the pack actually on these videos. So the pack, if you're not familiar, is Pintip, Alexia, and Kennedy. The pack. And they sit in our back room in the cubicles, and they get annoyed by us, unfortunately, running the fridge or running the microwave a couple times a day. They deal with all of our fun food smells. That's why we have a very strict no fish policy.
Yes, absolutely. And we like to say, we just talk about them when they leave, which is, perfect.
Right, exactly.
No, we don't.
So tell me a little bit about your financial services journey, because you've been here with Correct Capital for a little bit over a year now, correct?
A little bit over a year, absolutely. I started with a local firm here in St. Louis as an assistant to the training manager. So I learned a lot. I was there for about 3 years. And then just one day I woke up and decided I want to move to Chicago. Why not? Who doesn't? And it's
a very St. Louis thing to do.
It really is.
Really?
But everybody seems to come back for some reason.
Right.
And, in 2002, why wouldn't you just want to pick up and move to Chicago? Without a job. So I went and talked to the owner of the firm, and then he said, you should look at our broker-dealer and see if they have any positions available. And they just so happen to have a position in retirement services. Now, keep in mind that I was licensed at the time, but I had, I was the assistant. And so I didn't do a lot with retirement plans. We'll just say that. So the only person I knew at the broker-dealer in retirement services was the head of retirement services. No idea. I picked up the phone and called him, and I think he was so shocked that I actually called him and asked him if I could interview for that job that they pretty much hired me on the spot.
That's nice.
So that's how I started in retirement services. And they were very short-handed at the time in that office, so I was kind of just thrown in. So I was out doing participant meetings, meeting with plan sponsors, and let's just say maybe a couple mistakes might have been made along the way, but it was a great learning experience, and that's how I ended up from there working for another record keeper, because I was a record keeper with the broker-dealer, working for another large record keeper for a long time, and then here I am.
There you are. So a couple definitions just for some folks that may not be following along with some of our 401k lingo. Record keeper is the financial institution that holds on to your assets. So that could be Fidelity or Principal or Voya or any of the big players out in that particular space. You've got, we say plan sponsors, that's referring to the plan representatives at your company that offers the plan. Participants are someone maybe like yourself that actually is, a member of the 401k contributing money out of your paycheck. So, and when it comes to, Alexia's role as a relationship manager, her job really is, as it's kind of baked into the title, relationships. So, if you were to define, what interests you about this position or what gets you up and excited to work on our retirement plan business, which not many financial advisors have a book of business considerable enough to warrant having an Alexia Keel on our team. What is it that interests you about working in retirement plans?
I love building relationships with the clients. And at the employer level, so the plan sponsor level, but also getting to know some of the employees over time. But that is what drew me in.
Mm-hmm.
And building the relationships, getting to know about all these different businesses and what they do. I once had a company that manufactured boots, and it was just really neat to see, because somebody's got to do it, right? But you don't realize what it comes, what transpires to get to a boot. So,
right.
I mean, it's one example of many, but that is definitely what really, I love it. I'm able to help them and build relationships at the same time.
Right. And you know, from my point of view as an advisor on our retirement plans, I focus more on the participant services side. So education, working with individuals one-on-one, whereas Alexia gets to focus much more on the plan level details. So thinking about maybe we're going to pursue a new retirement plan option, or we're trying to think through how do we use our 401k plan as a retention tool, or to be a valuable member of the benefits that we're offering to an employer, or to the employees of an employer, I should say. So if we were to think then, and maybe we'll end here on the video, let's think about maybe what are some opportunities that exist right now within the retirement plan space. We're talking to you all in the fall of 2022, or in the fall in general, heading in towards the end of the year, heading towards eventually resetting the calendar to another calendar year. What are some things that plan sponsors or participants might be thinking about right now when they think about their retirement plans at work?
Absolutely. On the plan sponsor side, this is a great opportunity to look at their plan design and to make changes. I mean, now is the time. Look at possibly making changes, if you would like, to the plan design, like such as now is a good time to look at adding safe harbor, increasing your match, or auto enroll, auto increase. Now is the time that we really should be evaluating that. Also looking at if it's time to look at new record keepers, to shop the record keepers. You should be doing that occasionally anyway, fiduciary responsibility wise. For a participant, I mean, ongoing, every quarter, end of quarters, but a month away, think about looking at your statement, making sure that you're still happy with where you are, increasing your contribution. It's always a good time the first of the year. A lot of people do tend to make that move to once a year, first of the year.
Right.
Great reminder.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Alexia.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate your time. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security. It is only intended to provide education about the financial industry. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult your financial advisor prior to investing. As always, please remember, investing involves risk and possible loss of principal capital. Please seek advice from a licensed professional. Correct Capital Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor. Advisory services are only offered to clients or prospective clients where Correct Capital Wealth Management and its representatives are properly licensed or exempt from licensure. No advice may be rendered by Correct Capital Wealth Management unless a client service agreement is in place.